Hello, and this is JR. I have just a quick tutorial to show the members of MakeHaven how to make a project. So there's been some question. So I'm going to first of all log in as a member. Only members can do this, so you obviously have to be logged in. I've linked my account previously to Google, so I'm going to click login through Google. It's going to just check that out, get me in there. Alright, there we go. Just as a side note, if you want to link other accounts, you can see linked accounts under your profile where you can add additional linked accounts. So we're at the MakeHaven home, and we see because we've logged in, we now have a bar across that top. This bar has both some quick links for the content that you are likely to just want to add, as well as this My Workbench link and the ability to lock out. A point of possible confusion for people could have been the shortcuts can be hidden or shown. So if you hit it, you might be looking for how to add a project and not be able to find it. But basically, you just have to click Add a Project and a form will come up. I'm going to show you the little bit more roundabout way as well. But just to go over it, so these are just general pages. You can create kind of generic pages. You can create blog posts. Hopefully those will describe the progress as you're moving through a project. One cool thing about those is there's actually, while you're creating a blog, it will ask you if you want to connect it to a project so that we can have the project and then list all of the blogs related to that in there. Same with events. They can be hung onto projects, but events also show up on our calendar. We do not have recurring events currently, mostly because I chose not to put them in there because those get messy and people forget to take them off. Here's where we would add a project. Items can be added so that they go into our inventory and they can be tracked, their status if they need repair and such. And then media can be added, so images and video. But let's go ahead and go through the My Workbench interface. Here you can see everything that you've been editing and what other people have been adding, so it's sort of a hub for knowing what's going on. And we'll click Create Content. This will just take you to a list describing what each of these items at the top, these quick links are. We're going to click Project because that's what the question was. A title, so any title will do. This will be what your project is called and what you'd search for it. We have these statuses. In this case, we're wanting to propose a project. We want to gather interest from others. So that would be proposed. If it was actually going on or we actually decided to do it, we'd move it to active. And when we're done, we'd click to archive. This is just a text editor, not too exciting. Do whatever you want in there. One thing probably of interest to note is both adding media, and this is where the teaser break is. If you want to set it manually, you can say that this is where it's previewed. But the media, this is how you'd upload an image from your computer. You just choose the file. You can add YouTube videos this way, so you just drop in either the URL or the embed code. It will figure it out. It also actually does VMO. And then you could look at the library of previously uploaded stuff if you wanted to pull something that was already in the system. Okay, well I canceled that. You can identify people who are on your team. Right now it's checkboxes. I may change this to some other method because we are getting an awfully long list. And then there's this interesting thing here that we've added. It's somewhat experimental, so it may change as well. But if you add text to this field describing why or how you would use resources if they're given to you, it will create a PayPal button on your project. There's currently no way to track it. It just is going into the MakeHaven PayPal account with a product name of whatever your project is. And so the only way to check is actually to ask me, and I will see where it stands. But this should allow us to, get some startup capital on some of these projects if they're smaller. You might also consider just doing a separate Kickstarter and then linking to it in the body here of the project. When you save, it's going to be sent to all the members in an email just saying, hey, this new project's been created. Why don't you come and check it out? So the way that would look is they'll come in, they'll see the list of projects. I'll note here that we have one actually that's in pink because it's unpublished. You can only see it if you're a member. They'd be given, so everybody can see what projects are seeking funding. They'll just be listed here. I've got to fix it so this HTML doesn't escape. If it's a proposed project, you can see which ones have the most popularity to them by having this little top proposed here, or at least ones that are public. So you can see these +1, undo, +1, you can unvote it, or +1. This will help people to see who's interested in a project and also move it to the top of the pile. And if we go into the actual project, we could see the payment, of course. We can see a connected blog, and we can see the people that had clicked the +1 button on it, as well as a connected gallery. So the projects really should be a powerful way to gather interest, determine if their interest, to collect resources, and is the central structure with which other things like galleries and blogs are connected. Hope that helps describe what I'm trying to get done with this project and how to get it done.